The SABC's weather desk says while another cold front is expected in the Western Cape, the rains could subside a bit from tomorrow. Now, several parts of the province, as you've seen, through Vanessa's piece, experienced flooding, mudslides, power outages and wind damage as a result of the severe weather. Now, some affected residents have been pleading for assistance. Let's get a sense now of how things are looking in some of the areas. We're speaking to Ndithini Tyhido, who's the Khayelitsha Development Forum chair, who joins us live now. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. As we're seeing, some people are beginning to try and pick up, the pieces of, just the damage and their lives and trying to move on. What does the situation look like on the ground where you are?
Good evening, Bongo, and good evening to your viewers. Look, the situation is quite terrible in Khayelitsha right now, because people's houses, the water above the ankle, the knee in almost everyone. You would remember, Bongi, that Khayelitsha, in a majority of the houses in Khayelitsha are shared dwellings. So,
Budi, are you able to continue?
Yes, we can, from myself.
Pardon me, Dr. Tyhido, is there something maybe interrupting you?
No, I'm clear from my side. There's no problem.
Oh, okay. No, you can continue. You were telling us that some of the houses are shacks and things are difficult there.
Yes, things are quite difficult, and because most of the households in Khayelitsha are shack dwellings. Therefore, the people, in whichever way you would have tried to avoid it, it was still going to reach. The main concern for all of us as the community leadership is the plight of the children. The plight of the children who are also writing the June exams. So it is quite terrible. What is disappointing, though, is that the city of Cape Town, year in and year out, they know that at this time of the year, there will be floods. And it would appear still that there is no concrete plan to respond to the floods as and when they do happen. But otherwise, every year we know that there's going to come winter in Cape Town, and this situation you see on your screens would still be happening.
And when we talk about, the expectation, because some of the residents, as you say, have said that this is a situation that happens each and every single year, then what becomes something that can be done to avoid this? Because if it's happening every year and you're seeing people being displaced every year and they're starting from scratch each and every single year, how can this be avoided then?
It can be avoided if there can be a multi-stakeholder or all of society type of strategy that comes up with things such as reblocking meaning redirecting the manner in which shacks are built in various areas, and maybe relocate where that is possible at all. Relocate some other people in areas where they would be at a higher level. Khayelitsha was established in 1983 by the apartheid government on a high water table. This was known. So all urban planners would have known that this area is a problematic area in winter.
So when we then look at what has also been happening on the ground, I mean, we've seen the mayor spending some time visiting some of the areas where response crews were still working. Have they reached Khayelitsha? Are you getting any assistance at all?
No, no. Look, with this exercise,
are you still there?
Yes, I am.
So you were saying that these areas, you were still telling us about whether or not help has reached the people of Khayelitsha.
No. These visits by the mayor are only selfie opportunities, really, to come down to the townships and take pictures next to the struggling families. Because we don't want a mayor who comes and takes pictures next to the person whose house is flooded. We want a mayor who comes in a different season and say, this is our flood anticipative system for you not to enter into the water. So to really come at this point and come and take pictures is in itself very disgusting, because it's not really responding to the problem.
And for you as a forum, what have you then been doing to assist the residents? Because I would imagine you also have your hands full.
Look, our members of our executive committee are all over the place, Bongo. And to be honest with you, not really much, because the only thing we can also do is only to record, help people lodge the disaster number that the city of Cape Town is giving, and that to which there's no response. People have been lodging this, because you must tell, in an area that is all flooded, each household must send in an SMS that says, there is a disaster in my household. So really there is very little that we can do, but we also support the local soup kitchens and NGOs who themselves do not even get government support. So to help these families with food right now.
So how worried are you? How worried are you, though, as residents, when you hear that, you know, on Saturday, although it may not be as strong as it was in the past couple of days, you may experience yet another cold front?
Look, the situation is dire on the ground. You see, sometimes when we talk about the tale of two cities in Cape Town, some people feel that we're trying to be politically expedient or exaggerating situations. You know, as I speak to you, I feel bad. I feel bad because I'm sitting in a dry chair talking about somebody's home and somebody's food, the little food they may have had, would have gone with the water right now. There would be kids who will sleep on drenched houses as I speak right now. Sometimes this thing of being a community leader itself, sometimes in situations like this, where you know that something needed to be done and you know there isn't much you can do, and those with the power to do so, they seem not to prioritize the situation we are feeling.
It sounds like you're overwhelmed.
I'm very much overwhelmed. Right now, I'm very much overwhelmed. Because if a community member calls me, all of them are entrenched right now. So what do we tell them? What do we tell them really?
What a somber note to end our conversation on, and hopefully then, you know, the situation improves, as you say, on the ground, that there does need to be some kind of preemptive strike, because these are floods that, as you say, are experienced each and every single year. But let me thank you for your time, and we are trying to get the mayor of Cape Town to also respond to some of the concerns that you've raised as the residents, because you are speaking for that development forum. That was Ndithini Tyhido, Khayelitsha Development Forum Chair.